Sanbonani, igama lami uSipho and I'm back with another one. So today I'm gonna be talking about the very, very important topic on why this Middle East conflict is very much important also to Africa. So much important that I see some other African people are dodging it and dogging it. So as an African, I just wanted to be out there and educating you on what's really happening and why this case study is important for us as African, for us as a region in Africa. So we all know that the state of Israel was formed on lies and mass killing, mass displacing of the Palestinian people. So we know after World War and during even before Hitler did the horrible Holocaust, he told all the Western countries to take the Jews. Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted the Jews. And Britain moved them to the Middle East in a place called Palestine. And they were welcomed. They lived with the Palestinian. But years later, they formed their own state, Zionist state. And why I say it's important, the Zionist state was formed after World War II. The Jews were terribly killed by the Germans and were terribly rejected by all the European countries, even the US, until 5 million and more died. Then the Jewish state was introduced after the 1940s. Then, with everything that's been done to the Jews by the Europeans, it started attacking its Arab neighbors. And it was very bloody. And after there was a 6-day war where it attacked its Arab neighbor and also its friend, America. That's a traumatized country. If you don't know about USS Liberty, go study about it, where the Israeli military deliberately attacked the American ship and killed tens of people. Were like 49 or more. Then injured were like 200 and something, and they were not allowed to talk about it on the media until recently. Go study about it. Why is this case study important? And this went on. Apartheid in Palestine, in Gaza. There was so much apartheid. There's so much apartheid that they are just bombed. And Hamas, I think Hamas is a very bad organization. But when I think that Mr. Nelson Mandela was also called a terrorist, my heart pounds a lot. I don't know why, but it pounds. when I think about that. And when I think that Mandela was also taking a route of guerrilla warfare, which is called terrorism. I put it in inverted commas because the real terrorist is the one attacking the civilian. Remember in apartheid, when the apartheid government attacked the civilian in Sharpeville massacre, June 16, there are so many instances where they killed civilians who are not armed. Like the apartheid Israel. So, I don't know if Hamas is a ANC who have reached the point of no return where there was like, there's no talking to these people anymore because of we've tried talking. Only language they know how to talk is murder and nothing but murder. They remove people. We see the videos of the Jewish settlers. Someone coming from a Jewish from Ukraine coming to evict a Palestine, said he's entitled to the land in Palestine and remove the Jewish. Just imagine in South Africa, you have people, maybe someone, just a random person coming from Europe or from America saying he's an African American. That's how they've done it. Then come to South Africa, come to your house and kick you out. Somewhere there in Cape Town, you relax, then they kick you out. They say they are entitled to this land because of their religion, their faith. Why is this case study important to South Africa? Let me take you back when the British, the same British who didn't help the Israeli when they needed help, but created more misery to a whole region that have whole different people with whole different region, with different things to just settle them there. The same British, you know what they did in South Africa? They did a Holocaust to the Afrikaners. Go study it. The concentration camps. After the Anglo-Boer War, they were put in concentration camps. They were treated like animals. We never done that to Afrikaners since they came in the 1600s. But guess what? The Afrikaner came for us. They even had a nuclear bomb in Africa. That's how crazy the situation is. Similar. That's how similar these stories are. They were ready to bomb Africa with the nuclear, with the animal, with the demon, with the devil. We will never allow in this continent. They brought the devil in the continent. They brought the highest form of devil. You can call Lucifer, you can call every one Baal, you can call every devil name, but there's no devil you can ever call in this world that is bigger than the nuclear weapon. They brought it in Africa, in the Garden of Eden, in the Holy Land, in the real Holy Land. That's how these case studies are similar. That's how crazy things could have gone. Every day when I'm looking Palestine at the Middle East and look at Africa, on how they wanted Afrikaner to do the same, my heart pounds a lot. Abo Sama, abo Katlego. We are lucky, Bafowethu. Just know we are very lucky. Sama, Katlego, and all other content creators who are going all the way out to make the black people the most dirtiest people on the planet, to make black people the most incapable people on the planet by not having capacity to bring the devil home. And it's very much unlikely. It's very much unlikely for people to agree with this. But you get through social media, and when you hear of some Afrikaners, and most in the comments, but I think it's the Afri robots. But if these are the real people, then it gets to think, oh, we've dodged the bullets. Because with this mindset, if South Africa was divided, then the Boers got their own states, while some blacks, they were evicted in those places, and crazy thing that is happening also in Israel. Us as black South African would be getting the heat the most. That's why we should respect this country. That's why we should love this country. That's why we should never forget our history, ever. That's why, to me, the case study of Middle East and Palestine is very important. So today I wanted to educate, I wanted to enlighten you on how God has blessed you, on how crazier it could have got. And I want you to, from today, to be a person who does better, who remember that the black person that you're killing every day, if it was a different circumstances, you would be holding him by hands, because you would be bombed with him on daily basis. I'm telling you. Just remember when you see, I'm not saying hate Afrikaner. We love Afrikaners. That's why we are where we are. But I just want to remind you as a black person that it could have gone. You know, I wouldn't blame the Afrikaners, because of the Jews are also blinded by the devil. They are completely blinded by the devil. That's why they would think a 1-year-old would turn to a terrorist. They would kill him at 1. That's why they are doing these terrorist acts in the Middle East, further destabilizing the region. Remember your history and remember who you are as a black person. It's very much important. Appreciate that we've overcome the devil in South Africa that wants us to bomb us to the fullest. But love your black neighbor.